And NASSCOM had been advocating extension of STPI scheme, but there are industry veterans like Mr. Narayan Murthy who say that IT doesn't need a tax break any longer. So what is your take on that?
I think we have a very clearly expressed and articulated view on this subject. There is an STPI scheme which is coming to an end in terms of the tax benefits under Section 10(8)(b) on the 31st of March 2011. There is another scheme of the SEZs, and in particular the IT SEZs, which is under an act and a law, which in a sense implies that it is a scheme which is available in perpetuity, at least as long as the law is in force. There are certain benefits that are available under the SEZ scheme, but these are available only to IT companies which go into a SEZ area. We have taken a view that the nature of the IT industry being what it is essentially geography independent. That is the nature of the industry. That is what has enabled India to provide services across the world. Into this space, if we introduce a regime where certain benefits are available only in certain areas, then that is not conducive to the uniform growth of the industry. So we feel that whatever benefits are there for the IT sector should be irrespective of the physical location, because by definition this is an industry where location is not important. In particular, the SEZ scheme actually is more useful for large companies which have all relocated into the SEZs, and for tier 1 cities where most of the SEZs, functioning SEZs are located, which implies that for the smaller and medium companies and for tier 2 and tier 3 cities, no benefits would be available on the same lines. This is, we believe, contrary to all the normal principles of planning, where we want to spread development to tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We want small and medium companies to grow because they can become tomorrow's big companies. And if we don't have 1,000 small companies today, we are not going to get 5 super large companies tomorrow. So for all these reasons, we have very strongly advocated that the SEZ benefits should be available to the IT and IT-enabled services sector, irrespective of the location. And in addition, the flexibility is available under the STPI scheme of soft bonding, which is very necessary for this sector, should also be available.
So, and we have IT investment region policy also, which is any development in that front, any ITAR which is in pipeline?
We have two very specific proposals which have already come from the states, from Andhra Pradesh and from Orissa. And there are at least 2 or 3 other states which are working very actively on their proposals, and we are aware of that. And details have been discussed, but the formal proposals are yet to come in from those states. So as of now, we have 2 formal proposals with us, and another 2 or 3 proposals which we believe would be in the pipeline.
Sir, and recent study by SecDev Group talks about Chinese cyber espionage. What steps is government taking to prevent this future reoccurrence of such an attack?
Well, the fact is that such type of activity is an unfortunate fact of life in today's world, and these problems are getting more acute with the passage of time. So we have no choice but to review our arrangements on a regular basis and to update both the instructions and the arrangements. Security is going to be one of the major areas of concern as we go forward. But I think we have to look at this in a more holistic manner, because it is not only a question of cyber security, but we are actually talking about the entire gamut of information security. So various methods used to secure cyberspace, which means all of the infrastructure, the internet, the telecom service providers, the networking and the local area network service providers, as well as the actual information itself using different kinds of technologies like encryption and physical devices to protect any valuable information. So this is a combination of both technology and practices, all of which are available and known. But I think building awareness about the security threats as well as the security practices which need to be adopted would be a major area of our effort. As far as the institutional mechanisms are concerned, we already have several institutions in the government which are charged with this responsibility. The CERT-In is already charged with certain responsibilities under the Act, and there are separate provisions with regard to critical information infrastructure in the IT Act. So all of these, with reference to them, we are working out all the additional steps that are required to secure cyberspace. In fact, the crisis management plan was already shared with all the departments. All of them were advised on what steps were necessary to secure their infrastructure, especially in the critical sectors. So these are being updated mandatorily on an annual basis, and wherever required on a more frequent basis.
There is a flip side to it also, wherein people complain of cyber, they being tapped on this, their privacy being invaded, and with IT Act amendments, this is more facilitated. So, what are the safeguards from that perspective?
I think we have to understand that privacy and security are to some extent interrelated. And one cannot have 100% privacy with 100% security, or vice versa. So there are some trade-offs here, and in each country there are mechanisms for these decisions to be taken in terms of how much of security is required, and under what conditions and to what extent privacy concerns can be encroached upon for legitimate purposes by the law enforcement authorities. This is also not only related to each country and the circumstances that the country is in, but is also related to the time. It is variable over a period of time. If the threat levels are high, then the security concerns become more enhanced. So I think the law provides mechanisms for the government to do what is necessary when it becomes necessary to do so, and with the necessary safeguards in it. But we live in difficult times, and therefore it is necessary that the instruments are available, as also the bounds within which those instruments can be used.